Blog Talk Radio.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Yes, it's your girl, Nino. You already know In the Streets Radio is here. We coming at you. Yo, what's going down tonight? It's official. I got my J Rag. Most of y'all, you know, a lot of y'all see the promo that go out, see what I'm doing, see what's going on. So my boy J Rag, he out here, born and raised South Philly, so he got that, you know, that gangster-like accent that I like. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, just J Rag, we about to get it popping for sure. Oh, like born and raised in South Philly, hip-hop and R&B recording artist, songwriter, producer, actor, model, host, entertainer, all around. Oh, my God. Yo, so if you out there listening, holla at your girl so you can holla at your boy, 646-649-1047. We going to get turned up in this motherfucker. That's what we going to do. We're going to get turned up. He's also, not only do he rap and sing and act and model and host, but he's also the founder and executive producer of MindScApe Entertainment. We're going to get into that. We're going to definitely talk about that. And J-Rag Publishing, you know what I mean? Like, he's out here doing his thing. He also managed HipHop Artist BandiT, rapper. I like saying the rapper, too, like adding that on just because. You know, and he handling booking and hosting. He had done shows with Jon B and DrU Hill and Sisqo and Nino Breeze and many others. So, yo, without further ado, I'm going to bring my boy on the line, see, because right now it's going to be epic. I need y'all to stay tuned because this is what we do. Like, we about to find out I'm going to dig all up in this business, all down and dirty, like, because y'all already know I'm nosy. So, we going to jump in. I'm going to bring him to the line. You know, but greetings. You be nice. I'm not going to be nice. I want to know the dirt. I want to know all the dirt. 646-649-1047. The Streets Radio is your girl, Nina Capone. And, yo, 7902, what's up with you?
Hey, what's
Can you
good?
hear me?
Yeah,
he all
what's
calm.
up?
He like, hey, what's good? Hey, how are you? I just told him that you got a gangster South Philly accent. You just go jump up and be like, hey, what's good?
Okay, I was trying to be polite about it. I was trying to be polite about it, you know what I mean?
There ain't no politeness here. It's Nina because I'm turned up right now. We about to go in. Like, I'm telling them, like, yo, you got all this shit going on. And we want to know, you know what I mean? Like, I've read it off, but I know, like, I'm going to have to start somewhere, right? So, just to start it out. It's a lot. You got a lot going on, so I'm going to have to piece it up and make it make sense to the people so they can understand who you are and all the crap that you're doing. You're doing almost as much as me. But we're not going to go there right now. You know, I like to take my props. I'll take my props off the top. All right, now that we got that out the way. Yo.
You got to give me some. You got to give me some.
Well, I need my props, you know. The show wouldn't happen without me. Like, hey, and we seeing numbers right now. We seeing numbers. So we definitely know I'm doing something from the background here. But, yo, J-Rag, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people out here. We got the speculators who looking from the outside, and they like, yo, what is he doing? You know, because people see your face, and I ain't going to lie. For years, I've seen your face in your Facebook, and I've seen you doing stuff, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know what he's doing. I ain't got time for that. You know, it's like.
Yeah, you ain't got time for that.
We see things, and we don't really know what's going on with them. So, you know, it's time. You know, this is the moment that they've all been waiting for, to find out who you are and what you're doing. So, let's start out by saying where you're from and what you are. Like, you know, like you singer, you rapper. Like, let's just start out where you're from first.
My name, it's J-Rag. You already know. I'm from South Philly, Philadelphia. You know what it is. Gotta, you know, we go hard.
Philly.
But you know, I started off as a artist. You know, just writing for myself and other people, and you know, trying to do that and shop with different labels and things. You know, right now it's MindScApe Entertainment is what we're doing now.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because I mentioned that. So I got a nice little list all prepared for you here that I'm going to get, because we want to know everything. We got a little bit of time, so we're going to get it in. But like, far as when you say you started out as a writer and you were shopping, like, how has that been? I know a lot of artists out here, and I get a lot of people hitting up the site, hitting up me for more information on being a writer and getting their music out there. Like, where did you start? I mean, briefly tell those out there, because this, you know, In the Streets Radio is about really educating other artists. So educate the artists on, like, where do you start? I write a dope song, and I want to get it out there. Like, Where do I start? What do I do? Just walk on that joint? Yo, this joint for a lecture.
I know it used to say, yeah, right? I mean, that'd be ideal, but it used to be a little bit different than it is now. I think it's like, before it was, they wouldn't accept unsolicited music, but that was just to kind of weed out the people that, weren't really serious or were going to send them some bullshit or whatever. So,
right.
But I used to stay persistent. That's my biggest thing is stay persistent, because I used to call up and represent myself. If the person that I thought that was supposed to be handling my management wasn't doing what they were supposed to, I would call myself and, hey, I'm representing J-Rag and I want to bring, his stuff. And I called enough times, and then with Atlantic alone, this one lady was like, Dara McIntosh, she was like, you know what, I respect what you're doing, and I will bring you up here on the strength of that, because I want to meet you and I want to see what's going on. So that was the first person that actually, she allowed me into the office and let me sit there. And then once I got there, it was like, she was like, man, I didn't even know what it really was. I just assumed, like, she didn't know I was going to walk in there and be white, first of all. Because I never sent her any pictures or nothing. Yeah, she didn't know. So I threw her off, because she was like, oh, all right.
Right.
Yeah, so she sat there, she listened to the music, and she was like, at the time, G and hip-hop were at Atlantic. And they were like, you know what, we have a lot of things going on, but we also want to send you to a few affiliates that we have just in case our signing A&R doesn't, want it for some reason or whatever. I got a lot of friends that I want to hook you up with at other places just in case, because I guess they were feeling it at the time, and at the time it really wasn't even my best work.
Right.
I was just too anxious to jump the gun and get in there, so I was bringing them at first, like, half stuff that really wasn't what it should have been, but
right.
Over time that all progressed, but so they sent me a couple of different labels and things like that, and Virgin, but the thing that was then, now it's like, this internet makes it so much easier.
Right.
Because now you have to have that ready product. You have to have it done. You basically have to be already doing numbers for a label to show any interest in you.
Right. And that's one of the things I think a lot of artists out here right now really struggle with, understanding what, not just having numbers, but what numbers. Just like I see a lot of other radio shows out here, and they're like, yeah, I got making numbers, but what numbers are you making, and how do you represent your numbers? And that's one of the things, I want to just kind of slightly touch on. When you say numbers, what numbers? Where do these numbers come from? I mean, because that's one of the things that I'm asked when I'm on a TV show or, doing an interview somewhere. People want to know, okay, you say numbers, but what numbers? Listeners, just your fan base in general. Like, so what numbers do labels look at when they're looking, for an artist?
I guess now we'll keep it present. They would be like followers, fans, likes, YouTube views. They'll even go back to the MySpace views, because they'll know that they were official and genuine, because now and then, so they'll even go back to that, because they're still up there as long as you kept your things going. So any kind of numbers you accumulated over this amount of time, from when you started doing your thing to now, to the present, when you want to be able to shop, or when they actually approach you, because now they really are looking for the next opportunity to make money, because a lot of people are finding out how they can do it on their own. Because I know, I had that situation with Atlantic where, my son was born, so it kind of didn't work out, so I had to fall off of that. But in the meantime, instead of going back to pursue that whole time-consuming situation, I was like, let me do this on my own.
Right.
So you go around to different. I've floated every different city in the United States and out of the country if I could, to build any kind of fan base. I would go there and do shows even for free, and build up an audience that will come and look for me. Then, like, if they appreciated and felt and liked my music, then they would take their time out to come and look for you. And that's how you build a fan base.
You basically branded yourself, and I mean that's big right now. It's a lot that I'm talking about. Definitely going to show a little bit of that on Industries TV as well, where you're talking about really branding yourself. Because marketing is one thing, really branding who you are, where people have no idea what you do or who you are, but they know your name. And that's
made sure.
Right.
That's what I've made sure that I was able to do. Like, if nothing else, they're going to know who I am.
I knew who you were just because you branded yourself. I ain't going to lie. Like, I had no idea
I was like, if
what
nothing
you
else,
did.
If they don't even listen to one of my songs, they're at least going to know who I am.
I'm like, J-Rag. Right, and that's the most important part. And I think a lot of us get sidetracked from, you being an artist, you get sidetracked from branding. Branding is the most important thing that is. It's the only thing for this business, because you can be up in the main. I mean, I go to labels all the time. They're like, "Oh shit, you need a component," and they have no idea like, okay, I've heard your name. And that's the most important part. They know that I'm somebody. And, you know, that's what we try to tell artists out here. So right now, like, what are your thoughts on the current state of the game? Like, I know it's so, like, the music game has changed dramatically, and you mentioned it a few times yourself. So what are your thoughts on it? Like, this new position in music right now, like, how do you feel about it?
As far as the way the situation is, I can understand that. Everything changes. It updates. It's modern. It moves faster. You know, as far as with the Internet, I think it's a great thing because it's a lot easier for us to network ourselves across just the U.S. alone, or even if you're one of the guys that wants the state, city, or statewide, you know, people that like being local, that's a thing, but it's even better for that. It just made it so much easier for the artist to be seen and be known without having that major engine behind it.
Right.
As long as you have the drive and the mindset that you know that this is your goal and you want to do this, is what you're going to do, and this is what you have to get done, and you can do it on your own.
Right.
Even back in the day when we didn't have all this, you know, Master P, he set platinum before he ever even put No Limit on, just out of his trunk. So it's you know, it's just a different way of doing it.
And it's doable. It's definitely doable. And
it's definitely doable. It's easier now because now you just one click. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that, like, all right, so you want to buy a CD online, right? You just go and you basically go find what you want, click, and it's done.
Right.
The whole feeling of going into that record store and, like, you know what you're going to look for, but in the meantime, you can browse through the music and that hand-to-hand with the CD and flicking through the CDs and seeing music that, like, you know.
And I think we lost sight of that. We lost it. We definitely lost that. Even with the you know, like this radio show right here, like, people don't have to listen to everything the industries offer, but they can just simply go on and say, I want to hear J-Rag's interview, and go type in J-Rag and hear that particular interview. So I think we really lost sight of mixing everything in and making people work for it, you know, making them look through and notice other things. So, I mean, that's why, you know, we try to keep things color-coded for, you know, even with the shows here. Like, so we say, you know, Turned Up Tuesdays, and try to brand it so people, I think branding really takes control of what we do today, as far as the music and all. Right.
Now they know what they're looking for. They can just get it real quick.
I want to hear hip-hop. I want to hear R&B. I want to hear Dirty South. I want to hear, you know, and it's there. You know, like, even Industries Radio is known as a Philly mixtape. This is what we do. We present the old school Philly mixtape, because on the days we're not interviewing, we're playing straight music, mainly underground artists. And back in the day, Philly was known as Philly. You know, people would come from all over, like Chicago, you know, everywhere, and they would contact, you know, I traveled. So they knew, like, yo, you got any mixtapes with you? I'm like, y'all don't have mixtapes? No, we don't got no Philly mixtape. So, I mean, you know, I try to set that trend and continue to grow throughout the industry with just that Philly mixtape, that flow, that feel. So, jumping back on topic. Oh, and I mean, and it's Philly, you know, and it's, although we're worldwide, we reach a ton of different friends and family and audiences. We still bring what they're looking for, that Philly, and they type in Philly and they find Industries Radio. So, and that's one of the things that, you know, it just goes in branding yourself. So you know, you're familiar with the change of the industry, the change of the game. How do you separate yourself from other artists right now? I mean, right now, you know, we got a lot of white boys out here trending.
It became a thing, because I remember doing an article in Synthesis magazine back in '06, and it was like Philly hip hop and the rise of the white artist. I guess at the time it was like some new shit. They weren't used to it. They like didn't understand it. It was like a gamble, and that's where it was. Because I remember Diddy telling me, "Sorry, man, we only have room to fuck with really one white boy at the time right now," and that was like that was Kane at the time. So, right. I remember them days. Now it's like it's all over. So it's a whole different thing. And
I mean, they're trending now, and it's cool, right? And the artist is an artist, but it is really trending. Like right now, it's still an epidemic. Like you going out, you seeing they all like you don't look like this man, but most right now got braids and tattoos. And it's like, oh shit, he got braids and tattoos. He probably dope, and they not necessarily hot. So, like, how does that make you feel as an artist? You know, being an artist of your class, being a white artist, you know, you out here, you spitting, you writing, you doing your thing. One, if people don't see your face, they think that they like, oh, no, that dude, he art. Like, and then they look at your face and they automatically stereotype you. Like, yo, he don't have no braids, he don't have no tats. What's up with him?
Well, well,
how does that make you feel as an artist
outside
right
of this market, because a lot of the people know in this market, you know how I do. So, but outside of the market, I've had that look, like, what the fuck's he about to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Actually, automatically assumed I was a singer. Sometimes,
Right.
But
right.
I go about it my own way, man. I have my own swag, my own style, my own outlook on everything. I don't, I just keep my head up and keep it moving. Yeah, to do me. And it works because it's like I never have any, it's never issues. It's always all love because of that fact. I'll never try to be anything or anybody I'm not. So, it's, that's how one way to maintain, your thing.
You just stay original. Right.
You will stay relevant. Yeah, because I change with the time. I switch my style, but I also write for R&B artists and things like that too. So I have, I can good variety of stuff.
And that's dope. So speaking of that, I see that you got some collabos here, and I want to jump into one of your songs real quick. And I want you to do more of an introduction for it. I'm a time is money. So tell a little bit of how this came about, and with you and the featuring Nino Breeze, and just give us a little bit of background real quick, and then I'm gonna jump into the joint.
All right, Time is Money. It's produced by LF Days, which is, if you don't know, but you probably do, is fire. One of the best. I've been doing it for so damn long. From Cassidy to Lil Kim to, keep on going. But me and my homie that I've been friends with for about 15 years or so now, Nino Breeze, and, he does his own thing, man. He's a legend in his own right because he's been doing it for so long, too. So anytime I can collab with him, I definitely make it a priority because I like what we do together, and it always comes out great. But Time is Money is definitely a dope record that we did together.
Nice. Well, let's jump into this joint. Take a minute. If you tuned in right now, holla at your girl, 646-649-1047. If you got questions for my boy J. Ray, we're going to take a minute. Check out Time is Money because y'all already know Time is Money. Let's do it.
Time is money and money is time and I ain't got a dime to my name, so I gotta grind and get this change. Paper chasing while the pace is racing. Somehow, some way, day to day, I gotta make a way to keep getting paid. It don't make dollars and it don't make sense. So what you do under the covers won't cover the rent. Yes, ladies and gents, souls and tricks. This survival of the fittest and too many getting rich. Just listen, I'm the player president, Mr. $1 Million spitter, and I came to represent for the hustlers, block hookers, and blunt lovers, money lovers, all my people ducking from the undercovers. Hey, I'm trying to get paid, so make way. If you small change, thinking you to get a Bill Gates, stay away from my face to get played by this little thing hanging on my damn waist. It's safe to say I'm half man, half amazing, and chasing the paper from the cradle to the grave. And until the day I find time to unwind, I'ma be about mine on my motherfucking grind. Time is money and money is time, and I ain't got a dime to my name, so I gotta grind and get this change. Paper chasing while the pace is racing. Somehow, some way, day to day, I gotta make a way to keep getting. Now I cooked up many capers to get that paper just to be sure my pockets is secure. Later making blue collar dollars by the hour ain't enough to have your paid straight, so you ain't got scrape. So I make moves to hustle every second the clock ticks. I won't stop, I gotta keep knocks in my pocket, trying to stack my paper so I can fill the room up, so I can swim in my dough like I'm Scrooge McDuck. Life's a long car road with some cold hard cash, triplets, tens at the time fly past. It's a must, I do whatever I gotta to holler at a dollar. Wherever the dough goes, you know I'm a follower. Hey, yo, you know I'm all about the dough. I got it made, I get paid for spitting flows and shows. So until the day I find a time to unwind, I'ma be all about mine on my motherfucking grind. Time is money and money is time, and I ain't got a dime to my name, so I gotta grind and get this change. Paper chasing while the pace is racing. Somehow, some way, day to day, I gotta make a way to keep getting paid. Let me tell you why I grind so hard for cake. Be an early morning hours, most demons late. Simply put, I'm trying to live it up before my face get sealed and I reach my expiration date. Got goals and achievements that I got to make. Nothing wrong with hot dogs, but I want some steak. Can't afford to stop grinding, y'all can take a break, but I'd rather keep it moving till my soul got taste. Got an attitude for hustling that exceeds most men. The looks are cool, charm that'll freeze most women, man. I'm never really stressed about how I'm gon' get it. Just for hustle, I'm gon' choose it when I'm gon' get in it. brother, stop my shine. Won't ever let them circumstances stop my climb. So until my soul rise and I kiss the sky, I'm gonna be about mine on my motherfucking grind. Cause time is money and money is time, and I ain't got a dime to my name, so I gotta grind and get this change. Paper chasing while the pace is racing. Somehow, some way, day to day, I gotta make a way to keep getting paid.
Y'all, it's your girl Nina Capone. We still here with that Time is Money. My boy J Rag on the line, yo.
Yeah.
That thing was dope. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really feeling Nino Breeze. I know who he is though. Like I've done some events with him. Actually, I think he hosted one of my birthday parties. So you know.
Yeah. Too. I mean, you know, and I mean, this ain't no knock at anybody else, but you could tell by the little bit of age difference that the original bull rapping and singing was Nino Breeze. And I ain't saying, because I love me some Drake and et cetera, but you know what I mean? Nino Breeze was the first one doing that.
Hey,
and going hard with it.
And that's why, you know, gotta pay homage. You gotta pay homage. So, because there's a lot of styles out here, you know, and it's a lot of, like, I see a lot of my mimics out here, and it's cute. It's cute. It definitely is dope.
Yeah.
So,
you gotta have variety, and everybody's gonna have somebody to look up to. As myself, you know, there's I look up to that aren't even that big an age difference to me, but just because I feel their music and felt like what they were doing was original, and I liked. You know, so.
And that's dope, because that's what I want to talk about next. I really want to talk about who influenced your style. I mean, we all, I know, you know, I'm a rapper, so I definitely got to say, you know, and I rap and sing and do the everything too. But who, you know, like, and I think influence plays a huge role on an artist and how they perform and how they, you know, how they create their swag. So I just basically, you know, it don't have to be just one person, but who actually influenced your style as an artist?
I would say, you know, a lot of R&B stuff, and, you know, from the time like DrU Hill, you know, and stuff like that. But then also as, you know, like Jay-Z, Fabulous, who, and Mace, that, you know, that Diddy, as far as work ethic and, like, just setup-wise, you know, like Diddy had a big influence on me. Fabulous and Ludacris.
Nice.
I like his range. I like what he does. I think it's
Luda is so dope and underrated. Like,
very underrated.
I think he had his moment. He had his moment where he was on top of everything, but he's still like so underrated. I don't think he ever really escalated to the point where, you know, people really recognize his craft and his lane and what he actually do and bring to hip hop. Like, because I've seen a lot of copycats.
Yeah, there is. And a lot of people forget he's from the South because of the clarity and the, you know, and
the way that he speak, the way he speak, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
people forget he's from the ATL, you know. But you know, but still that style that, you know, like he goes and just he'll say whatever, like kind of like basically like Eminem and Redman. Redman had a lot of influence on mine.
Right,
I
definitely.
listened to a lot of him back in the day. Even still, I still listen to Redman. I can't say back then.
Don't we all? Like, you know what? And that's the thing. Like, I'm a big listener of everybody should know this by now because I always do an old school joint, and I always try to throw in an old school, you know, classic. But, you know, it's something to throw in some old school thing when you in a zone and you know you got to write later or you trying to come up with something different and creative. You listen to something old and it just like, it ignites everything, like, oh, I can spit to this, or I can, you know, like, it brings it out of you lyrically, because I think a lot of the music right now lacks lyrics, and I go through this with people. People really.
And I don't want anybody getting wrong. I like a lot of the music now, and I do. I fuck with a majority of it.
Not me. Fuck that. I'm not agreeing.
But I'm saying, and because of what it is, like, I don't have, you know, but I like the, like. Even, I'm not going to say myself, but I like when you have, even if it's a party record, there's no reason why it shouldn't have a beginning and an end.
Right.
And it don't have to be a direct story, because I know in a party record you don't want to have a direct story, but there's people that have songs out where the hook don't have shit to do with the lyrics. And that drives me crazy.
That
I'm
is like, what are you talking about? What are you saying?
It does what it's supposed to, you know.
And you know what? And a lot of them, they make money, they get popular, it blow up. And so I think that the respect for music. The respect for music has changed. The respect for this craft has changed. I think, you know, again, I think we really went to branding. Branding is everything in this business right now. If you don't have a brand, if you're not a brand, then you're nothing, because your talent don't mean anything. Unfortunately, it means absolutely nothing. What's your brand? Who are you? That's what people want to know. That's the labels want to know when you walk in there.
Marketing
Who are
has, you know, everything.
Exactly.
And it takes money to do that. Or time. If you don't have the engine behind you or the money, you can still do it, but it's going to take that extra time.
Right. And that drive, because you got to put a lot of work into it. It's not easy if you're doing it by yourself. You really got to push, and you got to stay in one direction. Because I see some people who try it and kind of get off course with it, and, you know, it's sad, but it is real. It's like, yo, what did they just do? Like, they was cool for 6 months, and then now they just did something real crazy. And it throws off their whole marketing scheme or everything, you know, everything they was going for. Right, right.
Make or break it.
Right, and it's so easy to break it. So I just want to ask you, like, I do like to hear success stories, and like I posted up your information. You know what I mean? Like I put it out there so people can know. Like, you're a recorder, a songwriter, producer, actor, model, host, entertainer, founder, executive producer of MindScApe. Let's talk a little about MindScApe. What is MindScApe, and where are you going with it?
Okay, MindScApe Entertainment initially it's a full entity entertainment company. So it's a record label. It's also promotion, marketing. We have, you know, recording studio facilities, obviously producers, in-house writers, the whole thing. We host parties, events, and things like that. But initially, it was started to house myself as an artist.
Okay.
And then as the growth became further, you know, like, you know, Nino Breeze jumps on with me, and Days, and now recently my man BandiT, who, you know, we started working together, and so it's developed into like a full entity entertainment company as far as on the, like, a record label secondary, but management company, artist development, and agent, things like that. And then also aside from that, it does on the outsource side of it, we do parties, events, and marketing strategies for other artists that come in, like DrU Hill, Jon B, and we do parties and shows and events and concerts with the likes of people like that, Keep Sweat, and so on. I mean, I can go on forever. That's not, you know, important.
Right.
For all that, but, you know, but that's basically what, you know, what it's become, because there's no reason to stay in one lane when you're doing that. You know, it can be, you know, we just figured we could do so much more than just have artists and, you know, represent talent or represent ourselves, really. And then, you know, it kind of happened by accident. I actually fell into doing a show with an R&B act, and I was like, you know, this is actually, I'll just do this because I don't mind getting on stage and hosting, you know, doing my thing, talking and getting everything going, and, you know, basically it goes hand in hand with what I'm doing anyway. And the next thing you know, I'm kind of like putting together the shows and things like that. So the most recent project is we're working on that Fixer song with a bunch of Philly's top artists, and also, like I said, the new artist BandiT, who he's going to do his thing. Telling you that's the next man to blow. If I have anything to do with it, where he does, because he's one talented young dude.
So I think we should definitely, you know, we're gonna shout out BandiT, the rapper. I like to call him the rapper, but we're gonna shout out BandiT, you know, and they can definitely check BandiT out. He is our artist of the month. He's on InTheStreetsRadio.com webpage, and he's out. You know, he's definitely doing his thing. I definitely support that. He's writing. He's a hell of a writer. You know, I got a couple labs with him, so I lucked up on that. You know, I trashed him. You already know I trash everybody. I trash everybody. No, but definitely a dope writer. Definitely doing his thing. He's one of the people that I argue with about being lyrical. So he's kind of opening my eyes to the new wave of hip hop and what it's become too. So it's good to work with a lot of young artists because you get to see, you know, you get that argumentative. I hate everybody. So it's really, really good for me because I'm like, I don't get it. Why do y'all do this? But, you know, he's giving me a clear understanding on working with him. So
It's definitely changed because I'll tell you what, like, you know, he still does it. He's lyrical. He does his thing, but he does it in the new creative way aspect of what's going on now. And you can't argue with that because I know sometimes, like, and he sometimes got to put me in check because I'll get too complicated with it. You know, I'll go too
right.
People, and he'd be like, people ain't that quick to think about
right,
that shit now.
Right, not thinking about
like,
that anymore. You like,
yeah.
why? I mean, and that's one of the plus sides of working with new up and coming artists because you get to see the new trends that are being set and the trends that are, and how they work opposed to how we did back then. But I do want to talk about that song. So you mentioned this Sisqo, and I have it loaded up, and I'll go through the list of people that's on it. We got you, J Rag, of course. We got Cassidy, Emilio Sparks. Was it Whitney Payton? I might be spelling that right or saying it wrong. I don't know.
She's
Whitney Payton. Okay.
Nominated. She's doing her thing.
Nice. We got Quay, and then we got BandiT, Enes, Nino Breeze, and Jaguar Wright. Like, that's a hell of a lineup for one song. So yeah. Where and how did this come about?
What happened was there's a fan. I'm gonna say that there's a fan. His name. I'm gonna put him out there. His name is John. He's like this big silly advocate, avid about his Philadelphia teams in the city and the brotherly love aspect of the whole situation. And he had sent out this random crazy ass tweet, and one of the artists that we work with, Quay, the entertainer, shout out, he picked up on it. So he jumped on it and was like, you know, we might as well. It's just an idea. We might as well go ahead forth and put this together. They got to talking, and they reached out to me to help formulate, put it together, help creatively direct the situation. And then I reached, and BandiT already, he reached out to BandiT also. BandiT had hit up Jaguar, some other folks and things like that. And we together, man, we all collectively got this, reached out to everybody. And there were so many people that wanted to be involved that we ultimately couldn't just do one song, one version. So there's this version, which is a radio single, and the next, soon we're going to release the extended version remix with some other very big Philly acts. So I'm not going to say yet, so that's going to be a surprise to come. And we're going to do an official music video, too. So
nice.
That's definitely something that just,
well, let's jump into it. Let's let the people hear it. Let's go Sixes. I think it's dope. I think it's crazy. Yeah. Shout out to the Sixes. Shout out to everybody on this track. And let's just jump into it, take a listen, and see what we're doing.
Let's go.
Yeah, girl.
Let's go, Sixes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Six. We've been running games for a long time. Long time for a lead franchise. Irving, Chamberlain, Hall of Fame shine. Do ever do better with their eyes on the prize. California, so clear. You believe we're doing songs and shit. Let's go. We're running hard this year. Let's go. Look how we ballin' on them. Ain't about no call that you can call on them. Switch it up like a crossover. Before the first score, it was game over. Time to separate the ballers from cheerleaders. Gotta separate the followers from real leaders. Philly back like we ain't leave them. You see, we ballin' on our own feet.
You tell me how you gonna stop them. With DrU on the break and Big biting down bottom. Press me at half court, that's a minor problem. Catch your oop off the backboard, everybody robbing. Keep it 1,000. My team always rise to the challenge. That rep for my city and we bombing. Been a long time coming. We hoop our hearts out and we running. We make the haters sick till they stubborn.
We've been running games for a long time. Long time for a lead franchise. Irving, Chamberlain, Hall of Fame shine. Do ever do better with their eyes on the prize. California, so clear. You believe we're going far this year. Let's go. We're running hard this year. No doubt, no limit, no fear.
This all had to be done for Richardson, Turner Island, DrU Holiday, and Thaddeus Young. Yeah, Doug Collins got dreams to achieve with one of the youngest teams in the league. Will Dr. J and Moses Malone down to Barkley and Allen Iverson did a lot for my hometown. I could remember every time I entered the Wells Fargo Center, I felt like a winner.
Big cheers for the heavy ballers, a 6'4" point guard and athletic forwards. We force contenders to turn the ball over. My small forward portion center is all over. Dr. J started it, so I talk it when you walking it. Something in a New Jersey alternate. At Wells Fargo, lighting up in a cigar bar. Even the head coach was an all-star.
We've been running games for a long time. Long time for a lead franchise.
and they got more game than arcade. Let's hear you scream from the court to the upper level, and watch the Sixers take the sport to another level. We never settle, we ain't done with you yet. Competition don't mean nothing, cause it's nothing but net.
Now bounce, 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 bounce. 7-6 bounce, blow the roof off the house. Tell them Jews walk it out, out, out. This is our city. The red, white, and blues balling out like Wilt when he killed them, Irvin when he swerved them, Barkley when he sparked them, AI when he served them. Yes, meet the leaders of the new school. Too cool, smooth as silk under the hoop.
We've been running game for a long time. Top floor, already franchise. Irvin, Chamberlain, Hall of Fame shine. New era, new terror with their eyes on the prize. Gotta focus so clear, so believe we're going far this year. Let's go, we're running hard this year. No doubt, no limit, no fear. Let's go.
For the sky, gonna keep our head up high. 'Cause ain't no stopping us now. Gonna push it to the limit, and you know our heart is in it. So you love it.
Yo, that joint so dope. So dope. So many people just going ham on that joint.
Yeah. I
That
will,
joint
shout out
long.
to man,
I feel like
down, man, for holding us down, man, and doing this thing and working with me on it too. My man Tommy and Jay Reed and Sparks, man. So, you know.
That's a dope joint, you know, and I see it definitely, you know, going places, and you know, so hopefully that's something that we see on TV, or you know, it's coming soon, and definitely looking forward to that. You know, honored to play it on the Streets Radio show. So right now it's about to go worldwide. You're gonna have people everywhere. Let's go Sixers, because that's what it's hitting for.
You know, it's like if it plays in the stadium, the whole idea is so everybody, any demographic, really can just, you know, go on with it and just chant with it. You know, still do the chants that they do anyway.
Right.
Rock, you know, rock with it.
Have something else to rock to, especially halftime, and they want to play something. I think it's a dope joint, great idea. You know, shout out to everybody on that joint, because you know that's branding. That's about that branding. Takes you all the way back to everything that I'm talking about here and now on the radio, in the Streets Radio, is branding, and branding yourself and branding a song like that is big. Like, so, good luck with everything with that. So, I see that you work with a lot of artists. A whole lot of artists. Who do you want to work with in the future? I mean, you got your DrU Hills and Nino Breeze, the Sisqo. Like, who do you see yourself working with in the future, going forward?
There's so many. I would actually like the opportunity to work with a lot of these, guys out here now. Like, I mean, from one guy I'd like to work with is actually Fabulous. I would actually like to do a track with Fab, and actually go back, and I would like to do a track with Mace too. To be real, like I think, because I don't care, he still does his thing regardless, and that's somebody I always wanted to do a track with. Like, I just somehow, some way, I'm gonna have to try to get that done. Cause
you can't deny Mace. Mace was, you know why? Because back when Mace was out, like he was the, and you said Fab and you said Mace, and you know a lot of people like myself, we look at them as almost like the same artist. Like it's
they are
not
like Kanye West too. I'm sorry, that's the other Kanye. Like,
so that's the style of it. And you know what? That's a dope style to trend and follow. Like, I think they are all so dope. Like, the formulas that they use lyrically is crazy. And, I mean, I feel like Mace was the first that do it. I think, Mace may have been a icon or idol role model for Fab. You know what I mean? And, like, he looked up to him.
There's a place, too, being that Upper East Side New York thing, Right.
I mean, they got dope flows, and they get a little bit of a message across, and that's what hip hop is about. It's about really, really going there. But let me tell you, when you send me your music, Jay, and I'm listening, I do listen to everything that everybody send me first, because I'm a hater first. First and foremost, Nina Capone is a hater. Yeah, you gotta hate. You gotta be like, this shit. What he know about that? Let me play this joint. So I did have one of your songs that I listened to, and I was like, I looked at the title first, and I was like, what J-Rag know about woofers? I was like, oh shit, I don't know. Let me play this joint. So next, I'm gonna listen to this joint because I think it's dope. Like, it's dope. Like, it's crazy, and I really like this joint. One of my favorites. So I'm definitely going to play this next. But I'm going to lie, like, this is the joint I hated on first on you. So let's listen to this joint that you all hated on.
That's the thing. I'm making them titles that fuck with people. I got to have them titles that fuck with people because, you got to have something to think about.
Exactly. And I thought this was dope, though. So we're going to jump into this joint next. My boy J-Rag on the line, 646-649-1047. In the Streets Radio. Y'all already know my boy J-Rag on the line with Woofers, y'all. Check it out.
The woofers in my Jeep, yo.
I ride rims fast, I ride rims slow. Body never stop, friend, keep the kick low. Candy paint, gloss paint, carbons on the hood. Metallic with some vinyls on it, shit, I'm looking good. Black tint, no tint, custom made grill. 15s in the trunk, blowing skunk on chill. So much rim on it, you can hardly see the wheel. Your whip look nasty, mine fully on ill. That's a different feel that you probably ain't used to. Cruise control, keep up, don't let me lose you. No roof, roof back, homie, I'ma scoop that. Bucket seat back, tearing up the street jack. Money ain't a thing, and me no complaining. Shit's hydroplaning, let it do the thing, man. You barely can see me, I'm sitting so low. Don't worry about who driving.
The woofers in my Jeep, yo. And we ride out. And we ride out. And we ride out. The woofers in my Jeep, yo. And we ride out. And we ride out. And we ride out. The woofers in my Jeep, yo.
No chick named Candy, fat ass, no panties. Say the way the system quake make her feel so randy. But I can't front, I wanna fuck a friend Tierra. Teddy's so big, I can't see out the side mirror. I swear to y'all, man, this wig keep me fucking. I be picking up more ass than liposuction. 24 bitches for 20, that's a dime a dozen. So while you're worried about your sister, I'm digging the cousin easy. I stick shit from all night, run through 4 rubbers and leave them dripping like exhaust pipes. The whip hot, but my heart got frostbite. So I never love them, just hug them, fuck them, and duck them. Shades tinted up, windows is the same. PlayStation's in the dash, but I don't be playing games. I'm pretty good with faces, but I don't remember names. I just ride slow and let the
woofers in my Jeep go. And we ride out. And we ride out. And we ride out. The woofers in my Jeep go. And we ride out. And we ride out. And we ride out. The woofers in my Jeep go.
I ain't riding fast, copper, catch me if you can. Sugar brown body, it's the gingerbread man. Law pulled me over cause I stood out in the crowd. Said my tint's too dark and my music is too loud. I'ma call for backup, this boy is too proud. Put your hands on the hood, the paint job is too foul. Is you tripping or something? The system is still dumping. Just write my citation and go back to dunking. Cause I ain't riding high and I ain't riding drunk. And I ain't running lights, no drugs in the trunk. Just some B2Ks that go bump, bump, bump. I'm clean, but you still manage to be on my junk. I got a few calls to make and a show to be at. So if you done, can a brother get his license back? He slapped the cuffs on me, told me that my night was a rap. But it's cool though,
cause the woofers in my Jeep go. And we ride out. And we ride out. And we ride out. The woofers
in my Jeep go. Yeah. I already know your girl Nino Capone in the Streets Radio. I got my boy J-Rag on the line. You know, we going in. Yo, we've been talking for almost an hour now, banging that new J-Rag, everything. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the Sixers joint, dope. You know what I mean? Time is money, dope. Woofers, dope. I ain't found nothing to really hit you over the head with yet, but I'm still going. I'm still looking. I'm looking for one where I can come in.
Let's get it. Let's get it. If you got the time, you can end it with that or whatever.
I got this, J-Rag. You've been trying to conduct my.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't because I'm curious to see what you're gonna pick.
J-Rag, he the boss. And, so I got to tell him about J-Rag. J-Rag calling earlier, you know, just giving instructions about this interview. J-Rag, I run this.
Yeah. You must say I forgot how you do. You know, I got some different hats. I got to get into characters and shit. You know, I got to stay in my lane sometimes. You know, it's a bad habit. So I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm curious what you're gonna pick, so I'm gonna let you do yours.
You must be the executive producer of Nino Capone in the Streets Radio. I don't know. You can have to fill out an application. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna definitely have you fill out an application. So before I jump into anything else, because I am going to end it. But I got time. You know, it's only 7:44. This show go to 8:00. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
Listen,
we still got time to shoot the shit.
Let's shoot the shit. I got a question, and nobody likes to talk to me about these but I got to do it to you because it's who I am. So tell me about J Reg's love life.
Well, see,
why are they get quiet?
Well, right now, I just. Right now, I'm single. I'm single right now. I'm single. I'm just doing my thing.
Just read that off of something. You just sound like you read that. That was scripted. J Reg.
No. I had to think about that for a minute because I didn't want to put in. I can't put anybody out there. But I'm single, and I'm not with my baby's mom anymore. She wasn't. The music was too much for her. She couldn't handle it.
And that's what I want to talk about. That's exactly what, because we get on the radio shows and we do the interviews and we talk about the music and the limelight and everything else. But what about the significant others? Like, how did how did she handle that? Like, what was the main issue with dealing with an artist? Like, because
it was hard. Some people are built for it, and even the people that admittedly say I'm built for this, I can do it. It's hard. I don't give a shit who you are, because it's time consuming, and the possibilities of options. And not to say women have options, and just by walking down the street. So it's not about that. And same thing with equal. It's just a matter of the perception of opportunity that is there in the entertainment business. Isn't always accurate, but a lot of times it can be. So there's opportunity to cheat or to be unfaithful and things like that. So it makes it hard for man or woman that's with somebody in the entertainment business to be hard. It's hard. And from the beginning, she was like, I don't know if I could be with you long term because of that. And then we ended up having our son, and then it became to the point, and it was right as I was at like the prime of pushing my solo stuff with Atlantic, and I had to actually walk away from any opportunity that I had because I chose my moral ground and said, you know what, I'm not going to miss any of the time of the pregnancy or my son being born or any of that. I'm going to be there all the way through that.
That's what's up. You're not one of them rappers with a bunch of baby mamas.
Yeah, it definitely slowed it. No, with one baby mama, but definitely slowed up my situation as a solo artist. But I think it opened the doors for other opportunities. Because if you asked me then if I would have been doing what I'm doing now as far as representing other artists, any other artists in any other kind of form, I couldn't have said I would have been doing that. Because that was my focus, was writing for other people and being the artist. Right. So it definitely opened the doors because it opened my mind to other things that I would have to do.
So how do you juggle that? Being and I know a lot of artists out here. I'm an artist. I got kids. Like, how do you maintain the two? How do you separate them? And I'm sure your child is younger, right? So how do you maintain being daddy? How do you separate daddy from J Reg?
It gets hard because of the timing. Like, sometimes I got to do things while he's here with me, but I try at any cost, at anything, to not take any time away from him. Like, when he's with me, which is a lot, he's with me a lot. So I go hard. Like, the days when I don't sleep. I'll go all night. Fall asleep at like 5 a.m. Get back up at 7.
Right.
And get him to school, do my thing during the day when he's done. And then it's time for him again. And then on the weekends, I give him all the time I have. And if I have an event to be at, so be it. But that's when it is. But if I don't have an event to be at, I'm not out as much as you would think, or as much as I used to be.
Right.
Because of that.
So what do you like right now? Personally, when you're an artist, you got the kids. The kids are always around it. A lot of them know what you do. As they get older, they start to say, "Hey, I got talent too." What are you looking for, like, as far as your kid in the industry? How do you feel about that? Like, all the kids right now want to be a pop star because there's so many young teenage or kid singers, rappers, whatever, right now in the business. Like, how do you feel if your kid decide, I'm mini J Rag, I'm a little J Rag, and this is what I got bars, Dad? Like, how do you expect to handle that?
I would never force him into it. I would never force him into it or like walk him into it. But if that's, I don't want to influence him one way or the other with his career or life. But I want him to go to school and do something positive that's going to make sure he's secure. He will do that. But if he wants to be an artist or an entertainer, I'm not. I'll support him 100%. Any resources or contacts or associates I have, I will use them to help him out for sure. But if he's I can't say if he's not talented, but if he's not, it's up to him. But if you
like, you're going to wake up and tell your kid, you are not dope.
I would never do that, but I would definitely make sure I guide him in the right direction.
Right.
Because I don't want to be the one to push him in the wrong direction if it's not his lane. But
exactly.
I'd actually rather see him get into that modeling or acting because that's has a longer longevity to it.
Right, and if you got musical talent, that's great because you could throw that in there, and I think that's a huge, a great direction to push our youth in. Give them more experience and a more open range or open road to do other things. So that's what's up. Definitely what's up. So you let me get all in your business. I like that. That's what's up.
You can ask me. I'm open. I had to kind of monitor myself how I was going to answer that one question, because I try not to put anybody out there. So.
Well, that's cool, but you know what? And it's good to monitor yourself, and it's good that you know what I mean, like you kept it real, because a lot of artists, they get asked that question, and one, they get offended, like, well, are we talking about that? But people want to know who you are, and as an artist, people want to know us. Say to my significant other all the time, like, I'm a radio host, I'm an artist. People want to be in a part of my life. They want to know what's going on. So I don't put it all out there, but I put enough out there to let them know, like, hey, I'm just me. I'm just a regular person. I get up, brush my teeth, sometimes I don't even brush my teeth. I just go to the kitchen and get something to drink. Yeah, now that's gangster. Sorry. But, like, you just get up and you do you. And I think that's people want to know, especially when that's how you maintain and keep fans. That's what it's about. Yeah. So tell me about Let's Get It. This is featuring CK. Who the heck is CK?
CK is another one of them Philly artists that's underrated, but definitely one of the dopest. He's like one of them. He should be on top. I mean, he's dope lyrically though. He does his thing, and he's just animated, and he's himself. That's it. CK
that's
though.
Nice. That's
super
dope.
Killer. But man, he's been rocking with me for like 10 years more now too. But it's tracked by LF Days also. So
nice. Corporate killer. I'm a corporate.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people now. Love you. So I want to jump into Jake featuring CK. Let's get it, y'all. Because you know what? I like this joint. That's my little thing for Nino. That's next. I want to be together. I need to read an intro song. So that's opening for my show. Like I said, you might be the fourth. Definitely stay tuned. We still about 8 minutes. I'm gonna get it. Let's get it.
Version of Frank Sinatra.
I
come through in the whip, straight stunting and shit. Chicks lust for my dough, but they be loving the dick. I'm $1 million fitter, go get it for the chips. Talking out your lips, reckless, I get up on your quick. It's the J to the rag, and I'm in this bitch with cash from Baghdad to the 215. See a chick, I grab that, get the ass and split, and get back on the pad where the massive flip. It's a South Philly rap, no doubt I really rap. I'm a beast from the east to the north to the west, with the verbal ammunition that'll penetrate your chest. Or I could load the clip up and penetrate the rest. So I sit in the back, you gotta listen to back. You're not getting with rag, I got rid of the jag. Since you last saw the kid, I done switched the swag. Got the Cadillac truck, bitches dip to that.
Hey yo, I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed. I said I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed. My name is CK and I'm reppin' PA. Gotta thank Yellow Days for doing the damn thing. And this lady to my right, yo, I call her the mic. Far from bright, yo, a shine last longer than ice. So nice living life, getting hype in the sight, but seems like it's not right. It's like, nah, then get right. Alright, ladies and dudes with nothing to lose. Get loose, everybody in the room, just smooth eyes. Provided the vibes that go with sides with the whole crowd. Got them all screaming out loud. Really hot right now. When this instrument, I got me feeling out right now. Yeah, that's what's up. Party people get front. Now throw your hands up. Y'all ain't moving enough. I just want both sides back, milling in front. The act that you now rockin' with the cypher so true. Yo, I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed. I said I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed.
I'm a fiend for the mic, fiend for the chips, fiend for the green, I fiend for a chick. Psych, I admit it, I'm the confident type. One stare and a chick is about to say the night. Got 2 cells left and my brain ain't right. The goose got me loose, but my game stay tight, yeah. I be kicking mad flavor in your ear, and I'm quick to grab the banger when there's any haters near. Nah, I don't need it, but I'm very well prepared. Drop stacks on the track, it's a banger, I swear. If you ain't gonna dance, just move to the rear. You ain't gotta go home, get the hell up out of here. I drop hits, my shit should be the top of your list. Rap game fucked up, what kind of dollar is this? I'm hot as shit with model chicks following this. It's Joey, the city know me, pop bottles of this.
Hey yo, I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed. I said I'm all fucked up in the game. Got my cup good, sipping on drain. Grab a backwood, step on stage. After the show, I'ma go get blazed.
MindScApe. Gotta save your mind for a minute. Let brag up in it. The hip-hop version of Frank Sinatra. Ladies flock when I holler 'cause I spit game proper.
The hip hop version of Frank Sinatra. I gotta touch on that. You hear me getting prepared for that, right? Like,
yeah,
you are the hip hop version of Frank Sinatra. All right,
yeah.
J-Rag. I'm liking that. I mean, y'all should do it back to back.
Funny. My man said that to me once. Mike Taylor, or formerly he used to go by Two-Face, but yeah, Mike had told me that one day, man, and I was like, man, yeah. That works for me, and it sounds about right. So I'm
I like it. I like it a lot. I like when you say, I'm Joey. You Joey. You went
Joey, the city know me.
Joey, the city know me. Okay, that's so South Philly. It's crazy because I work with a guy from South Philly. He's so South Philly, and it's so hilarious. He's on the phone telling, listen, plug in your monitor, okay? Excuse my accent. I'm from South Philly. Just plug your monitor's not plugged in. Yo, cuz. Just do it.
Yo, cuz. and the way they say, hey, give me a cup of coffee. I still can't get it. Like, give me a cup of coffee or balls or something like that. It's still frustrating because I still, like, can't get out of that habit. Unless you try, you still got that.
I think it's...
I know when I'm in the Midwest, they're like, where the fuck are you from?
Where are you from? Your accent. You're like, I got an accent? You think I got an accent? Sound like you're going to get mad.
Yeah, I ain't got no accent. What you talking about?
Oh, my goodness. I love it. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show here, Joey.
I appreciate you having me.
Definitely was dope. We definitely going to keep you in rotation. I don't know if you listened to the show the other day. We definitely had you in rotation there, so I snuck and played your music before I even talked to you because I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I heard. What you played? I forget.
The Woofers joint.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That's on the show. So definitely going to keep you in rotation because I'm feeling these joints. And I think that, you worth the worldwide play. Like, why not? Put it out there. You know what I mean? Good luck in everything that you're doing. You out here getting it done. You know what I mean? And, continue to stay in touch. If you got new stuff going, your artists need to be interviewed. Holla at your girl. Definitely going to have BandiT on soon. So we definitely got.
Yeah, definitely need to have him on there.
Like an 8-minute interview though. I really don't want to know what he got to say. That's mean. Yeah, I know. But that's all right. That's hey.
Yes, sir.
Minute. Yes.
That's his shit. I gotta, because then when he comes on, you already gonna know when you hear it.
Exactly, like, yeah. And it's crazy because I stole that from one of my songs, and he made a mistake. He was like, wait a minute, I'm suing you. So if we end up in court about that, it is what it is. Hey, you got to pay up. But I needed it. It was like the perfect intro, so. Definitely a pleasure to holler at you. We're going to go out to one of your joints again the day after forever, and
that was the first single they played for me on Q102.
Oh, this is the joint. See, it's already.
Yeah, that's the first. When I was doing my thing, that's what they played. That was going to be my single, introduced me into the game until I had to walk away. But
we gonna walk away with.
Appreciate it.
Capone, Industries Radio, J-Rag. Shout them out. Shout out your people real quick before we blast off.
MindScApe Entertainment. I want to shout out BandiT, Ness, Cassidy, Quay, Nino Breeze, Sparks, Jazz, big homie. I hope you're listening, man. But Jazz, DrU Hill, my man Jon B. I appreciate everybody, man. All y'all that I work with, I know I ain't got time to go through. So I just appreciate y'all, man, and continue to rock with y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Out of here, y'all. Let's do it.
Yeah. Look. It breaks my heart to see things like this. I never thought it would end up like this. But you told me you would love me forever. Matter of fact, you said to the day after forever. But look, just know, no matter what, I'ma always have your back. I'll be the last person here for you. I guarantee it. So who you gonna trust? One.